Alrighty, hello everyone, good evening. I'm meteorologist Sarah Spivey, along with our awesome weather intern, Leah, and we are tracking some of these storms that are moving through San Antonio in the metro area right now. Although, if I'm being honest with you, these storms are really starting to weaken. In fact, around San Antonio, these storms have more bark than bite. Really, we're only seeing some light to moderate rain around San Antonio and some flashes of lightning here. You can see a few flashes of lightning. I'm going to go ahead and pause this on the north side of town nearer to Bulverde, that I-10 corridor between Chavano Park, 1604, up toward Bernie and out toward Lackland Air Force Base. We're just really seeing some light rain. The most intense part of this storm system right now is working its way through parts of Kendall County, Blanco County, also nearer to Wimberley right now in Hayes County, and just clipping the northern section of Canyon Lake. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 7:30, so just for the next about 25 minutes or so. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect not for hail, but actually for some gusty winds, and we can take a look at the winds here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the lightning, and I'm going to turn off the warning area. And you can see where the highest of those winds are, between about Fisher and Wimberley. That's where we're seeing some of these winds of potentially up to about 60 miles per hour. But as I put this in motion, you can see that it was way more intense nearer to Blanco. In fact, some thunderstorm damage, wind damage reported in Blanco. As these storms have been moving east, they've been weakening by quite a bit. We're going to go ahead and pause this and switch back to the radar product. And you can see that there's some heavier rain with this from Dripping Springs out toward Blanco, but really around San Antonio again. The heaviest of the rain that we're seeing is falling north of Hollywood Park. We can actually zoom into some of these areas: Fair Oaks Ranch, Scenic Oaks, Leon Springs. But this is not severe through San Antonio. You may have gotten a notification on your phone about an hour ago about a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 11 p.m. A watch differs from a warning. A watch means we're watching out for severe weather. A warning means that severe weather is actually happening. And I'll go ahead and turn on the warnings here. And you can see that there's only one area here that's under this warning. And that includes parts of northern Kendall County, northern Comal County, up toward the areas in Travis County, just west of Austin. Around San Antonio, really, I wish they would cancel that severe weather watch, they meaning the National Weather Service, just because I think that our severe watch, our severe weather possibility is going down as we speak, because we've been seeing as these storms move east, they put out something called a gust front. So think about a cold front in the fall and in the winter. A gust front is essentially a cold front that is generated by these thunderstorms. And as these thunderstorms were intense, they generated these gust fronts. These gust fronts essentially turn off our severe weather threat. So if you're particularly worried right now about severe weather, I want to put your mind at ease. The severe weather threat is decreasing rapidly as we speak. I just wanted to come on this appcast and let you know what we've got going on, because around San Antonio, we still are seeing quite a few strikes of lightning. In fact, let's go ahead and count those lightning strikes right now. It's not terribly impressive, but we're seeing about 170 lightning strikes within this frame. When I zoom in and go a little bit closer to San Antonio, you can see that that goes down even more to only about 53 lightning strikes within the San Antonio metro area. The reason I say these storms have more bark than bite is precisely because of this. There's a lot of lightning, but there's not a lot of rain with this. I mean, really, we're only seeing some light rain around San Antonio. And let me tell you, that is a relief after the day we had today, with temperatures well above 100 degrees. The high temperature in San Antonio today was 105. In fact, I want to see if this light rain has helped us cool down at all. We're going to go ahead and bring up some of the temperatures right now. Let's see. Oh, nope, I don't see it there. let's go ahead and actually, because this is an appcast, it's a little bit more casual. I can go ahead and step off and show you. And Leah, I mean, our weather intern Leah is here. Say hi, Leah.
Hello.
She's seeing our first appcast here as she's had her internship. So I'm going to check the temperatures real quick. And sure enough, now it is still hot at the airport. Okay, it's 97 degrees at the airport, but that is down from 105 earlier today. So again, we're seeing this rain kind of do its job, a little bit of rain-cooled air around San Antonio, but that severe weather threat, my goodness, it is pretty much gone around San Antonio. So no worries there as far as severe weather goes. Let's go ahead and take a look, though, at some of the areas that may be dealing with some of the heavier of the rainfall. Again, and I do not want to forget these areas in Comal and Kendall County, which are still under the severe thunderstorm warning. But hey, Leah, do you mind checking with the National Weather Service? I think they said something about this warning that it might expire or they might let it expire. You'll go to that computer there. Good. Yeah, that's a great job. And just let me know what they say there. It should be on the top left tab. And again, I think that this storm system is really weakening significantly. So even though this is plenty loud, there's a lot of rain north of Canyon Lake, north of Wimberley. Again, flashes of lightning here with this storm system, but it is weakening as we speak. As we take a closer look toward Bulverde. Oh yeah, Leah? Okay, great. They're going to cancel the warning and basically just say, hey, this storm is still producing gusty winds, but it's not damaging or life-threatening. So that's some good news. Again, we continue to see that severe weather threat really start to diminish. But we are getting some light rain from Timberwood Park and Bulverde all the way down to Hollywood Park. The airport reporting light rain right now. We might actually get some rain at the airport for our official tally today. It's not every day that you see a high temperature of 105 and get reported rain. Usually it's one or the other, right? A rainy day or a hot day, but it looks like today we're going to get both of those things at the airport. And you know, this was anticipated this evening to see some of those storms develop up across the hill country. I don't want to forget our friends out west toward Lakey, Concan, Uvalde. This area, we also saw a severe thunderstorm warning earlier, but as you can tell, those storms have really started to weaken. And in fact, there may only be some very small pea-sized hail north of Concan there. Otherwise, some flashes of lightning out near Medina Lake at the moment. And again, if you're just joining us on this appcast, there was a severe thunderstorm warning northeast of San Antonio, as you can see, but that has been allowed to expire because the severe weather threat is rapidly diminishing around San Antonio, around the KSAT 12 viewing area. You may have noticed, though, it looks like rain. It smells like rain out there. We saw the clouds roll in. You can see there's plenty of lightning still around San Antonio. It's just that these storms are more bark than bite. There's no severe weather happening right now around San Antonio, even though you may have gotten a severe thunderstorm watch from the National Weather Service. That just means we were watching out for severe weather, and it doesn't look like that's going to pan out for San Antonio, which I think is good news. And we're all getting a brief cool down from the rain, so that is very nice as well. One thing I want to do here is I want to show you let's take a look at some of the KSAT Connect pictures, which should be fun because I think some folks actually sent in pictures through our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. Let's go ahead and look at these here. Here we go. Again, this is a little behind the scenes for you on the KSAT Weather Authority app. We like to do these appcasts when, you know, there's inconvenient weather or weather that, you know, might cause a little bit of concern. As earlier we did see again that severe thunderstorm watch. We like to do these when there's some kind of interesting weather happening, but maybe not life-threatening injuries or anything like that. For that we would go right on television as well as be on the app. But no need to be on television right now. We just get to the behind-the-scenes stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up some of these KSAT Connect pictures that you all sent in, just so I can show you. Again, these are called mammatus clouds. And Leah, our weather intern, who is here with me tonight put a really wonderful article about mammatus clouds on the KSAT Weather Authority app. Now, mammatus clouds form on the underside of storms. This was a look from San Marcos, Please Let It Rain, and then out at South Park Mall, again, these bubbly mammatus clouds. They kind of look like cow udders. That's why their name is mammatus clouds. So we like to send those in. Send in pictures to our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. We've actually got that right here. If you're joining us for this appcast, it's at the bottom of your screen. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to go back to the radar just to recenter, and I want to go ahead and track some of the more moderate rain that's falling right now across parts of northern San Antonio. Again, this is very light rain in many areas, but there are some pockets of heavier rain, again, from Bergheim down to areas nearer to Leon Springs. That's where we've got some of this heavier rain right along 46 down to I-10. And I just heard some thunder at the studios here in KSAT. We're in downtown. So again, these storms have more bark than bite. They're producing thunder, they're producing lightning, but these are just your run-of-the-mill thunderstorms. No severe weather here with this, but let's go ahead and track this heavier section of rain here as it moves east at about 35 miles per hour. So let's see if we can fit this on the screen. Got it. Okay, so this will be nearer to, let's find Bear Creek Hills, which is close to the Comal and Guadalupe County line, kind of close to New Braunfels. This will be in that area by about 8. So if the more moderate rain can make it to you, it'll be there by about 8 o'clock this evening. So some backyards getting some good rain tonight. Others, unfortunately, missing out on the rain. That is the nature of these thunderstorms. But you don't hear me complaining after a 105-degree day. You can see right near Hollywood Park down to the airport, and at the medical center too, we've got one of those heavier rain showers actually just to the east of the medical center, close to Wayside Drive, and down near Fresno and Jefferson High School as well. As we zoom out a little bit further, you can see here, again, I'm going to put this in motion. The most intense part of the storm is northeast of San Antonio. In fact, northeast of our viewing area. So Hays County is actually in the Austin viewing area. So Hays County getting the most intense part of this storm. Same with Blanco. We around San Antonio are just getting some light to moderate rain with some flashes of lightning. I'm going to restructure here now and just take you through the forecast because I want to show you how hot we were today. This is a look at the heat index value, the top heat index value for the day today. We got up to 105. We got up to 105 for the high in San Antonio, but the humidity made it feel like 115. Now, I just did an explainer about this. If we say it feels like it's 115, why don't we just say that the temperature is 115 degrees outside? Well, that all breaks down to what the heat index actually is. So the heat index, is a calculated number. It's not actually a measured number like the temperature. What do I mean by that? Well, the heat index has to do with how quickly our body can cool itself down. Now, in a normal situation, on a hot day, we sweat, and that sweat evaporates, and that cooling factor helps us regulate our body temperatures. But when there's a lot of humidity outside, that sweat does not evaporate. We cannot regulate our body temperature. So on a day where it's actually 105, it feels like it's 115 because we can't cool down that easily. Take a look at some of these other heat index values. 125 in New Braunfels. That's what it felt like in New Braunfels today. Felt like 122 in Pleasanton. Del Rio felt like 117. By the way, in Del Rio, we saw an all-time high temperature of 115. Not for the day, we're talking about for all time. And records go back to 1906 in Del Rio. Impressive. Pardon me. All right, so we're looking at the weather setup right now. And you can see there's clearly that cluster of storms that I mentioned. Light to moderate rain moving through San Antonio, few flashes of lightning. Dangerous part about that is the lightning. When thunder roars, go indoors. But we're not seeing any hail. We're not seeing any kind of damaging winds or anything like that. Why are we seeing storms right now? It's hot. Well, the reason for that is because we've got this heat high overhead, but this heat high moved over just enough to the west to allow for a little window in the upper level winds for us to be able to see some of those storms moving through central Texas, East Texas. This setup is going to be very similar in the coming days. Tomorrow in the evening, there's a window for storms. Friday in the evening, there's a window for storms. Not everybody's going to see rain, but it's a possibility. However, this heat high is still going to be just that, a heat high. Take a look at the temperatures in spite of the fact that there is rain for some folks. 113 in Del Rio. Yeah. But look at that rain cool there in San Antonio, 89. Hey, Leah, maybe we can update the actual forecast numbers on the forecast just to reflect that temperatures have gone down into the 80s. Thanks for doing that. That's our super intern, Leah Mata Rodriguez. Okay, as we look at tomorrow's forecast, again, in the early morning hours, a sprinkle or two is possible, but really the biggest thing is going to be that heat. It's going to feel like 105 already at noon, and then in the afternoon feeling anywhere from 107 to 113. As we take a look at the forecast for the next several days, this is what we're going to see. High heat index, high heat, and again, just a lot of heat and humidity in the forecast. But right now, some around San Antonio are getting some light to moderate rain. I'm going to pause for just a little bit. I will be back by 7:30. Alrighty, everyone. Thanks again for sticking with us on this appcast. I'm meteorologist Sarah Spivey, along with weather intern Leah, and we are tracking some storms moving through San Antonio right now. The good news is the severe weather threat has really diminished. Around San Antonio, and really what we're just looking at are some healthy storms and some showers and some spots and flashes of lightning. But again, as far as severe weather goes, really that severe weather threat is diminishing. In fact, most around San Antonio are just getting some good light to moderate rain. Heavier rain on the north side of San Antonio right now, nearer to Bulverde down to Hollywood Park and out toward Windcrest and Kirby. That's where we've got some of the heavier rain. There may even be some very, very, very small pea-sized hail in this part of the storm system, nearer to Bulverde, Timberwood Park. We're talking close to Stone Oak as well. So streets right around Blanco, that's where we've got some of that heaviest of the rain. But again, the severe weather threat is diminishing very quickly. We've got flashes of lightning though, so don't get me wrong. It's not a picnic outside. You don't want to be outside with the flashes of lightning. In fact, around San Antonio, we can count those lightning strikes. Let's go ahead and bring that number up on your screen. About 117, and that has increased as this part of the storm has pulsed up a little bit, produced a little bit more thunder and lightning, as well as some heavier rain too. But again, these storms are more bark than bite with the flashes of lightning. As I put this in motion here, you'll notice that there's a little bit of extra rain developing out near Kerrville. So this is good news for us around San Antonio. I expect some scattered showers and storms to continue through at least 9, maybe even 10 tonight. As we lose the daytime heating, as the sun sets, these storms will really start to lose their oomph, but it's something that we'll be keeping our eye on, as well as these storms that have developed up near Junction and in Kimball County. But things for the most part around San Antonio are fairly calm, just some decent rain falling in spots and some flashes of lightning. As I zoom in and tilt this, you can see all these lightning strikes with this storm that's up near Bulverde, down toward areas like Stone Oak and closer to downtown. What did it look like outside, Leah?
Very windy.
Very windy, gusty. Yeah, and some lightning strikes. Yeah, so we are seeing some wind out there, gusts probably up to about 35, maybe 40 miles per hour, but nothing severe. In fact, the most intense part of the system is up near Kyle right now, up toward Austin. Just some light to moderate rain. Let's see how much rain we've seen so far in spots. We can look at the 12-hour rain, but really honestly, it's only been raining for about an hour in some spots. Let's take a look. That most intense part, about half an inch, quick half an inch of rain. That makes sense. Down near the airport, where we have the official rain gauge, maybe about a couple hundredths right now. That's all we're looking at. Yeah, a couple of hundredths. We'll have to wait and see. All in all, though, again, this is a nice cool down for us, especially after the hot day that we had today. We had a high of 105. So most of this storm system is moving to the east. Again, we're seeing a little bit of back building up toward Kerrville. That's some good news too. I want to show you though some of your pictures on KSAT Connect. If you have any cool pictures that you want to send in, there's a little camera icon down at the bottom there of the app that you're on right now. You can actually post some of these pictures. This is really cool. This is from Rob Michelson. It says, looking toward Bernie, 7 images, stacks of multiple strike on one image. Very cool image there. Thanks for sending in that picture, Rob. Let's go ahead and look. This is some Mattis clouds. Mattis clouds are typically those clouds that are found right on the underside of a thunderstorm as it approaches. We are also, if you got a notification on your phone that said we were under a severe thunderstorm watch, that severe thunderstorm watch means just that, watching for a few severe thunderstorms. That stays into effect until 11 p.m. But if I'm being honest with you, I think our severe weather threat has diminished, if not completely gone away for the night. I'll keep an eye out for things though. This is from Ron Rogers. Again, a lot of cool cloud pictures as the storms started to approach. This, however, is not so cool. This is out in Fredericksburg, so in Gillespie County. Earlier, these storms were severe. You can see that there's some storm damage here in Gillespie County. Looks like tree limbs down. That's when the storm was producing wind gusts of up to 60 to 70 miles per hour. You can see some more storm damage in Fredericksburg. Again, thankfully, these storms have really weakened significantly. These are those cool mammatus clouds near South Park Mall. We wrote an article about what mammatus clouds are, how they develop. We've seen them quite a bit this week in San Antonio as we've had nightly storms develop over the hill country, just not producing any storms until tonight. Sorry, I might sound like I'm not completing my sentences because I just saw this cool video sent in from Lee Hughes. Whoa! Leah, did you see that? Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Look at this slow lightning strikes. Very cool video sent in to our KSAT Connect feature right now. Awesome, Lou. Thank you so much for sending in those pictures and those videos. By the way, if you have cool videos and pictures, you can send them on to our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. I'm going to play that again because it's so cool. What I love about the Appcast is we can be a little bit more casual, especially when there's not a life-threatening situation out there, and there's not right now. But you can really see that lightning strike. Very cool. Thank you, Lou, for sending that in. So please send in your pictures and videos to our KSAT Connect feature. Also, there is no tornado threat tonight, so you don't need to worry. You might see some clouds that are low hanging, like this cloud that by the Tower of the Americas, but again, that's just a low cloud. That's not any kind of tornado or anything to worry about. I want to show you the TransGuide images too, because out on the roads right now, it's starting to get a little damp, and I have seen an accident or a crash or two on the TransGuide. So you know how it is around San Antonio. Anytime there's a little bit of dampness on the roads, it can become a little dangerous. So just please use caution. This is 410 at Marbach. Looks okay there. 281 in Hildebrand looks okay there too. And this is 90 at Couples, closer to downtown. Again, things flowing smoothly for the most part. This is another cool thing, and I mean cool literally. You can see how temperatures have cooled down because of the rain that we've are seeing in San Antonio. Look out toward Del Rio, 113 in Del Rio right now. That is hot. In fact, Del Rio reached their all-time high temperature ever recorded. Records go back to 1906, 115 today. Meanwhile, here in San Antonio, 89, baby. And that is because of that rain-cooled air that we've seen move through. Now, it is humid, don't get me wrong. This rain, in some ways, is going to make it feel more humid in the coming hours. But it is a nice welcome cool down from how hot it was earlier. We got up to 105 today, and Leah and I have been talking about this. Weather intern Leah and I, it's not every day you record both rain and a high temperature of 105, which is what happened earlier today. Look at Comfort, 76 degrees in Comfort. I'm gonna make a dad joke. Comfortable in Comfort at 76 degrees, 71 in Las Maples. Thank you. I'll be here all night. And I can be a little bit more casual about things because, again, we're not looking at a severe weather situation around San Antonio right now. This is a look at the radar. What we're seeing is a few flashes of lightning, some heavy rain falling from Bulverde to Hollywood Park down to the airport now. Hey, Leah, can you check at the airport obs and see if we've recorded any kind of rain at the airport officially? You can see right along 281 there from Bulverde to Timberwood Park and Hollywood Park. Let's go to some neighborhoods. Stone Oak, if you're tuning in right now, you've got heavy rain falling right over Stone Oak. We're talking about Flying Arrow, rugged, can't read that there. Okay. And right near Chimenea Bend, we're seeing some of that heavier rain too. I wouldn't doubt if there was some very small pea-sized hail in some pockets, but pea-sized hail is not going to be damaging. It's not going to hurt you. And again, there is plenty of lightning and thunder, so please remember when thunder roars, go indoors. But otherwise, this is just a nice cooling thunderstorm moving through San Antonio without any severe weather. Any rain recorded at the airport? Just a trace of rain right now? Okay, keep your fingers crossed with me that we get some actual rain recorded at the airport, because in some areas we've seen decent rain. Take a look at this. Let's go into some neighborhood views here, turn off the lightning, and get a measurement of some of the rainfall since the rain has started. Anywhere you see these greens, that's where we're going to have 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain. So 1/2 inch in these green areas. Nice to see that. Let's go ahead and zoom in to some of these streets just to the east of Blanco, right along here, Heights Boulevard in Stone Oak. That's where we've got some of that decent rain that has fallen there, a whole 1/2 inch. Again, we're not really seeing a ton of rain around San Antonio, but it is cooling things off. Meanwhile, a lot of rain has fallen near Fredericksburg. That's where I showed you that thunderstorm damage. In those areas, about 1 inch of rain to 2 inches of rain. And then out toward Bandera County and Real County, that's where we've seen 1 inch to 2 inches of rain as well. So again, this is all good stuff for us to see some rain without a severe weather threat, which is good news. Again, just some thunder and some lightning. Any indication from the National Weather Service that they're going to cancel that watch that was out there until I think it was 11 p.m., which nothing yet? Okay, so we'll go ahead and put this in motion so you can see the radar in a big format, a larger format. Turn on the lightning too. I know it may look ominous out there, but again, this is just really decent cooling rain that's falling right now around San Antonio. I want to see if we've got any more pictures in from our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. It's that little camera angle, icon rather, that you see there at the bottom of your screen. Got a lot of people just saying, finally some rain. Absolutely, I know, it's amazing. We've seen a decent amount of rain in June. It just came in early June, and since then it has been hot, hot, hot outside. But in spite of the, rain that we got today, it is still going to be very hot outside. So again, TransGuide, nice cooling showers and storms. This is how hot it was today, though. We had a peak heat index of 115 today. Yeah, no joke there. It felt like 120 in Hondo. Felt like 122 in Pleasanton. Felt like 117 in Del Rio. So why are we able to see a little rain right now? Well, here's the reason why. As you can see, we're still under the influence of that high pressure system. But this high pressure system has moved off to the west just enough to where it has opened a window for some storms. This setup is going to be very similar tomorrow. It's going to be very similar on Friday too. So by far, the heat high is going to be the most dominant thing. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. But in the evenings, there's going to be a small opportunity for showers and storms. So unfortunately, this does not mean that our heat wave is over, this little bit of rain that we're getting right now. In fact, that's going to continue for the next several days into next week. The heat index is going to come down a little bit, but it's still going to be very, very hot. So looking at the forecast for the day tomorrow, we'll be at about 91 by noon, but it's going to feel like 105. We'll be near 100 in the afternoon, but feeling like 113. And this is a look at the heat index for the day tomorrow, feeling like 107 to 113. All right. We are going to go ahead and bring back up the radar. And I am going to be doing another update for you here. Probably the final update around, let's say, 7:55. So I'm going to change this to 7:55. And I'll be back at 7:55. Alrighty, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us with this appcast. Just continuing to look at the radar trends, continuing to check back in with the awesome folks at the National Weather Service. And yeah, I mean, consensus is our severe weather threat is ending pretty soon here. Now, there are still plenty of flashes of lightning around San Antonio right now, lots of thunder, lots of lightning in some areas, and even some heavier rain, like in between areas just to the west of Garden Ridge right now. So we're really talking about areas just to the east of 281, the northeast part of Bexar County as you get into Comal County. So north of Madison High School, east of Johnson High School, nearer to Live Oak. That's where we've got that good little sweet spot of decent rainfall that's falling. There are plenty of flashes of lightning with this too, although that is even starting to diminish. In fact, let's go ahead and turn on that lightning counter that I've been keeping track of. Earlier, this was showing 177 lightning strikes, now down to 67, 66. So we are starting to see that lightning really start to come down. There are some areas of moderate rain falling on the east side of town, some moderate rain falling on the west side of town too. Here's where the official rainfall gauge is for San Antonio at the airport. I would love for us to be able to actually record some rain at the airport, which we might, because today we got up to 105 degrees. It's not every day that you get up to 105 and see recorded rainfall. That would be pretty cool. Okay, yeah, so speaking of 105, this has really helped us cool down into the low 80s around San Antonio. What a relief from the heat to see temperatures that cool. As we put this in motion, there is a little bit of redevelopment out near Junction for some light to moderate rain. This whole entire system is going to try to push south and east overnight. We'll have to wait and see if we can get any additional rain, but I think this is the main show for most folks. Just some light to moderate rain right now. Again, flashes of lightning possible, no severe weather, although there was some severe weather earlier. This is a look at the storm reports. We saw some hail near Mountain Home, about the size of quarters. Up in Fredericksburg, there was damaging wind gusts. A wind gust of 59 miles per hour recorded up in Fredericksburg earlier. So yeah, there were some severe weather events as these storms move through, but they've really been undercut by what we call a gust front in the weather world. It's basically these storms generate their own cold fronts, and once the cold fronts go through the underneath side of these storms, that really starts to really cut off the severe weather threat. Again, right now, just some good moderate rain in parts of San Antonio. Here's a look at some neighborhoods that have seen half an inch of rain or more. That's what this green color is. So areas in Stone Oak seeing about half an inch of rain, quarter to half an inch of rain. Elsewhere, it's been a few hundredths, maybe a tenth. But up in the hill country, when these storms were more intense, some areas saw an inch of rainfall. Again, plenty of cool pictures around San Antonio of some of the clouds that have been moving through. But again, just some light rain moving through San Antonio at the moment. We're going to go ahead and go through your forecast just so that I can get you ready for the remainder of the week. We may get lucky and get another round of rain cooling air tomorrow. Rain cooled air tomorrow. But first, I wanted to show you some of these really great pictures and videos sent in through our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. If you're watching right now, you can see where the KSAT Connect icon is. It's that tiny camera icon there at the bottom of your screen, bottom middle. These are some great clouds pictures sent in China Grove from Wood and Nickel. Thank you for sending those in. All right, here we've got much rain needed. This is in San Antonio. You can see just that good, light, low and slow, moderate rain that many folks love to see, especially when we've had the heat the way that we have recently. Another set of images looking toward Bernie, electrical storm, great picture there sent in. Lightning strike, please don't drive and take pictures. Please be safe. Awesome clouds over South Bexar County, that's from Lancet 37. From Letty, let's see, Letty, is it gonna load? There it is, lightning picture for you. Thank you, Letty, for sending in those pictures. I can't wait to show you guys this video that was sent in a while ago. Great clouds there, Jesse. Thanks for sending in that picture. Let's go ahead and go back and see if I can get that video loaded up. Here we go. Are you ready? Look at your screen. Don't turn your eyes away. Wow. Very cool. Slow motion lightning strike. You got the timing right perfectly, Lou. Thanks for that. Great. And then this picture is very intriguing to me, Rob. Thank you for sending in that picture as well. Let's take a quick check of the roads. Here we've got 210 at Paramvidal, 410 at Marbach. Things are looking okay on the roads. I think there was a crash on 10 and Wurzbach earlier. So take a look at these temperatures. My friends, it's 109 in Del Rio, where there was no rain today, and they got up to 115 for the high. That's our hottest temperature ever recorded. Meanwhile, here in San Antonio, we got some rain, cool air. It's 81 at the airport, 80 at JBSA Randolph, 88 in New Braunfels. Even though New Braunfels has not really seen a lot of rain this evening, they're getting that rain, cool air. So they're benefiting from the cooler air as well. But this is the way the picture was earlier today. Okay, 115 heat index value. San Antonio, now we're enjoying that rain, cool air, sitting at about 80. That is nice. The reason why we've been able to see these storms is because that bully of a heat high has moved west just enough to open up an opportunity for storms. This week, the rest of this week, tomorrow night and Friday night, we're going to have a similar setup. It's kind of a crapshoot if the storms can make it to us, if I'm being honest with you. They did tonight, which is good news. But tomorrow night and Friday night, we're putting about 20 to 30% chance. So there's a chance. It just may not happen either. Really, the biggest thing is, even though we've got some rain today, hate to burst your bubble, that heat high is still going to dominate our forecast, especially during the days. So this is what it is going to look like. Temperatures into the triple digits, but the heat index will be hotter. The good news is heat index comes down a little bit next week because we're not going to have quite as much humidity in the afternoons. It's still going to be humid enough to give us a heat index value, just not quite as humid. So looking at tomorrow's forecast, waking up at 77, then at noon we'll be at 91, and then in the afternoon we'll be at 113. So I hope you'll join me tonight on the night beat. I'm going to have a recap of the showers and the storms that we're seeing out there right now. Again, just some good light to moderate rain, a few flashes of lightning. That's it. Cooled us down. So if you've got pictures, send them into the KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. I'd love to show them on the night beat as well. I've had weather intern Leah here with us.
Hey.
And she's done a great job. So thank you so much for joining this appcast. Please join us tonight on the night beat. If anything changes in our weather, we'll be sure to let you know on air, online, and on our KSAT Weather Authority app. Thanks, everyone.